Our first guest this week is Mr. Brian Altounian. He's the founder of Atlas Voyager Wealth Maximization Strategies. Brian, great to have you back on the program.
Thank you, Don. Great to be here.
Now, we had a conversation before going on the air about ERTC money, which you're helping a lot of companies secure. Why don't you tell us what that's all about?
Sure. It's the Employee Retention Tax Credit. Sometimes people refer to it as the ERC program. So, Don, this was a program that was put in place during the pandemic. The government recognized that the mandates that they put in place, in some cases, caused hardship or operational changes for companies of all sizes. Generally, this program is geared towards companies from between 5 to 500 employees. And what the government has basically said is, listen, you kept your employees on. We made you make some operational changes. And so what we're doing is we're going to give you credit for the people that you kept on staff, kept as your employment, your W-2 employees, and we're going to allow you to amend your 941 quarterly employee tax returns, and we're going to give you a credit. And Don, those credits are between $5,000 and $26,000 per employee. So it could add up to a substantial amount of a tax rebate, a tax refund. And this is for the period that covered March 2020, the beginning of the pandemic, through most of 2021. So about 7 quarters of payroll taxes.
So to encapsulate what you're talking about, the government is actually doing a good thing.
You know, it's so funny because a lot of times when the government puts out programs, programs to help folks who, maybe need some help with their mortgage, for those folks who have like, hey, I've been paying my mortgage consistently and yet I'm not getting the help. Right? Why are we helping the folks out that are struggling? And so this is, in a way, it's kind of acknowledging those businesses that kept employees on board, that had to make some sort of operational change, of saying, you know what, we're gonna let you benefit from this as well. And a lot of people, I will tell you, initially they thought that they didn't qualify for this because some businesses actually thrived during the pandemic, and they thought, well, maybe I don't qualify. And initially that may have been the case, but the reality is, the government has said, look, we're expanding this program. If you had to make an operational change, maybe you had to make your employees work from home, or you had to put distances, you put plexiglass in place, you had to do Zoom activities, you couldn't see your outside vendors or outside clients because you had to maintain separation. If you had to make any operational change, you do qualify. By the way, even if you got PPP and IEDL loans, you still can qualify for the ERC program.
Well, now, wading through a government program can be daunting at best. How are you helping these companies get through this?
Yeah, that's a really good point. First of all, the tax code around businesses is extensive, especially around payroll tax and that type of thing. So one of the companies that we work very closely with, they are a cost recovery consultancy for businesses. They help businesses recover costs, for remodels, refurbish, a whole bunch of different kinds of things. They specialize in these government programs. They have folks on board who wade through that material, and they know all the rules. They know how to help companies qualify. So the beautiful thing about this for the companies, there's really very little work. They provide their corporate tax returns and their 941s to our partner company. They do all of the work. By the way, Don, this is great about it. They don't charge anything up front to do the work. What they do is they say, we'll give you an estimate of what you would qualify for, and then you'll sign an agreement with us and you'll pay us basically a success fee. We'll take a portion of the money that we can recover for you. So no money is due upfront for the companies. This consultancy goes to work. They will actually amend the 941s. The company just signs their 941 amendments, and they'll go through it, by the way. They're not just having them blindly sign documents. They submit it, they track down the payments, and when the company recovers the money, they will then pay our consultancy company their fee out of the money recovered.
Now, this is money the government does not expect to be paid back, right?
That's right. It's not a loan. And by the way, that's such a great point. A lot of people were like, why are we just hearing about this now? And by the way, a lot of folks are starting to hear about the ERC program now. And the reason why is a couple of reasons. First of all, most companies took advantage of the PPP and the EIDL loans. And in those cases, they were loans that had to be paid back. In some cases, they were fortunate, maybe they got them forgiven. But people took advantage because they got that money right away. The ERTC program takes a lot longer to recover because it's amendment of quarterly returns. And so this is a rebate of tax money that you've already paid. It's not a loan, so it's not expected to be paid back. It's a rebate. It's a rebate of taxes that you've already paid. So yeah, not a loan. It goes right back into the pockets of the business owners.
So it's truly found money.
It's truly found money. I literally this morning I was in a meeting, and one of the person the folks that I was talking about this program with, he said, you know what, I'm hearing about this all of a sudden. I just got a call from a friend of mine. He just recovered $4 million in tax refund. I've had clients that have recovered $60,000, $150,000, $950,000 and upwards. And so I'm working on clients now that are looking at getting tax rebates in the tunes of millions of dollars through this program.
If people are intrigued and they want to talk to you about their own special situation, how can they get in touch with you, Brian?
Well, first of all, you can reach out to me. I use a general Gmail account. My Gmail account is brian.altounian, ALTOUNIAN @gmail.com. And Don, we're gonna have a link that we'll be able to provide folks with a MoneyTV link that they can just click the link, take a look at the program for themselves, and then be able to schedule a time with one of our partner consultants to take 10 or 15 minutes, get an overview of the program and qualify. I'm telling you, it's the easiest process to qualify for. There's very little work on the side of the company to get this found money back in their pockets.
Atlas Voyager Wealth Maximization Strategies, Brian Altounian. Brian, great program. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Don. Great to see you.